Hello, and congratulations for making it through your training. I hope that it was enlivening, challenging, revealing, and inspiring. And I hope that it continues to be these things for you. As we move into the world, back into the world of our everyday lives, I'd like to offer some tips of integration. So, integration allows us to bring our yoga practice into our life in a sustainable and steady way so that we don't damage our seedling. So ideally we've planted some seeds, and these seeds are starting to grow within you, starting to get stronger, and we want to cultivate this garden. We want it to grow strong and blossom. And then little is needed to be said because everyone sees the blossom. So I'll just give you a few pointers here, and I'll leave you with some reference material that you can read that helps us with this integration process as we move back into our daily lives. The first I'd like to offer is to slow down. If you did this training while you were also working and managing 10 other things, I'll encourage you to maybe let go of 5 things if you could, or just take one step at a time, one day at a time. Pace yourself, give yourself more time in maybe a meditation space or in just stillness for a certain amount of time every day, just slowing down as best you can. And when you get sped up again, find ways to take it back and slow it down. This slowing down helps us to get back into this broad view where we can actually see what's happening. When we slow down, we can see how fast we're going. We can see the distortions that we might have in our mental space. So that's the first suggestion. Next is that cultivation of the garden. And in this cultivation of the garden, we want to be protective of it to a certain degree. Not necessarily defensive, but holding it in a soft stillness in our heart, maybe. So that means when we share about our yoga practice or our new discoveries, we want to share appropriately and we want to share sparingly. So notice if someone's not open to receiving some of this information. Be aware of that and maybe share more sparingly. Maybe only answer questions that are asked in a genuine way. Maybe an open-ended question if somebody's really interested and you can tell they're listening, then you feel that inspiration to share. And if they ask just out of courtesy, maybe you share just a little. This often preserves what we are cultivating. If we speak about it and it's rejected, sometimes this can challenge and it withers our garden a little bit. So I encourage you to take that space for yourself. So it's a still space, it's a protected space, and it's a sacred space. So letting it be just that. Next, I encourage you to be patient with yourself and others in this whole process. Patience goes a long way towards expanding into compassion. Rest as much as you need to. Know that part of this slowing down is also reestablishing the nervous system. So we want to find rest, nourishing foods, time for journals. Creating this pattern in our lives can be really supportive. Next, if you hear something that is inspiring, if you hear something that lights you up from the inside out, we could call this dharma, and I would encourage you to chase it. Wherever you hear something that inspires you, go towards it and let this start to inspire your life. And this can direct your life in a way more powerful than if you were to let those things go by without any interest on your part. Set goals, set limits, and let yourself learn from these goals and limits. If you don't meet a goal, maybe you've discovered a limit. Things like this. Give gratitude towards new circles, and when you hear that Dharma, give gratitude to that. Give your attention to those things in your life, and take the attention away from the things that are challenging or negative, and see if you can cultivate that inspiring quality, that open-hearted quality as often as possible. Be the change, rather than speaking about what needs to change or how someone else could change. Be the change that you want to see. So if you see something happening and you find a new way to share about it, maybe it can be through action. And through that blossoming, as I said, as we blossom, that's when others notice. We can talk, but if they don't see results, then those words are not worth much. Drink more water. Always drink more water. If you think you're hungry, drink more water. If you think you're cranky, drink more water. This can be really helpful. Yeah. So as I said, be the change. Embody it. So when you embody it, you can also start to teach from the heart space. So teach from what you know, what you've learned. Be vulnerable and honest, authentic about where you are in your process. And this is so powerful, to just teach from where you are, from what you know, from this open-hearted space. And then the lessons come, the wisdom comes in time through that vulnerability. If we find ourselves hiding in a situation or not wanting to share, this often can be a limiting factor in our energy body and also in our blossoming body. Feel free to stay connected to your SYI tribe now that you've taken this training. You have joined a tribe, a group of people around the world who have been learning these qualities and these lessons for a very long time. This school has been established for almost 20 years, and it has a huge alumni group. So now you get to be part of this group, and I encourage you to connect with all the people you feel connected to. Next is to trust. Trust what it is that you don't know or what it is that you don't understand. Not so much a blind trust, but a trust in the unknown. This will open up pathways and doors for you beyond your comprehension. Lastly, be inspired. As much as you can, whatever inspires you, let that light you up from the inside out. I hope that that all makes sense to you and that it helps. And I'd also like to offer you a book. So this one is a really nice integrating book. It's Bringing Yoga to Life by Donna Farhi. Pretty easy book to find, easy read, very digestible, and it really does share that integrative process of bringing yoga into your daily life. Many blessings on your journey, and thank you so much for spending your time with us. See you out there. Namaste.